Greetings and salutations. My name is Gordon Golding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Moscow. I'm going to be doing a brief history of the city, a few travelers' tips, and a few sightseeing destinations. If you follow these tips, hopefully you'll have a safer trip and more fun. First, a few facts. Moscow is in the western part of Russia. The first historical record of Moscow is in 1147, making the city almost 1,000 years old. It's been the center for power in that part of the world since 1547, starting with the Tsars. And that lasted until 1917 with the Russian Revolution, which created the USSR, the United Soviet Socialist Republic, also known as the Soviet Union. That collapsed in 1989, which brought about the Russian Federation, and the Russian Federation capital is Moscow. There's 11.5 million people in Moscow. The official language is Russian. Christianity is the dominant religion of the city, and Greek Orthodox Church is the dominant church. A few tips about visiting, when to visit. Moscow is very cold in the wintertime, so if you visit in the wintertime, bring lots of coats. The preferred travel season, the tourist season for Moscow, is in the summertime, when the temperatures are in the 60s and 70s. In the winter, they fall below zero. A few tips on ground travel. They have a lot of buses, they have a lot of ground rail systems, metro rail systems, and taxis. But there is an old Russian tradition of picking up strangers and asking for money. So be very careful when you hail a taxi in Moscow, because it might be a private citizen just trying to give you a ride for money. A few places to see in Moscow. There's a couple of World Heritage sites. The first one is the Kremlin in Red Square. It was built between the 14th and 17th century. The other one is the Cathedral of the Intersection of the Virgin of the Moat. It's a mouthful, but it's an extremely beautiful building, a series of buildings. It was built in 1524. Moscow is also renowned for its performing arts, from classical music to ballet. All types of live shows are wonderful there. So there's a few tips and places to see while you're in Russia. Remember, it's over 1,000 years old, so there's lots of different types of architecture to see. It's considered one of the centers for world power because of the Russian Federation being one of the first world nations. It's also considered an exotic destination by most people because very few Western travelers have ever gone to Moscow. So Moscow has many unique sightseeing destinations, and if you do a little planning, you'll have like a very safe and fun trip. And as someone in Moscow would say, a Mosklovite, das svidaniya, or goodbye. Thank you very much.